Welcome back to otakusthegeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing Tales of Arise, which is now available. Let's talk a little bit about this story. As always, I give you a brief synopsis, so here we go. 300 years of tyranny, a mysterious mass, lost pain and memories. Wield the Blazing Sword and join a mysterious, untouchable girl to fight your oppressors. Experience a tale of liberation featuring characters with next-gen graphical expressiveness. And this is one hell of a story. Just to give you a quick overview, you're in the world of Dana, who basically their residents of this planet are just completely, they're all slaves. The race of Danans are all slaves to this higher elite, more advanced group of humans. And they have this thing called the crown ceremony where these lords are placed in Dana and they fight in battle to see who's going to be like the supreme ruler of everything. And that's just kind of like the overview of it. There is way more deeper. I just don't want to get into spoiler territory because you have to experience the story for yourself. I will have to definitely say that the characters are all great. Even the ones when you first meet them, like Shion, you think she's a complete bitch. But as the layers pull back on her character, you kind of understand why she is the way she is. Every character gets a chance to breathe. Every character gets a chance to bring their point of views on the terms of slavery. It's a very mature Tales game, especially with just mature in terms of what the type of theme and story they're telling when it comes to regards of class system and discrimination. It's one for the ages here. It's a definitely more adult-oriented Tales game, which it takes its characters in a more grounded, serious tone reality, and I could not praise this story more than it's been praised. It's absolutely amazing. Now let's talk a little bit about the gameplay here, because the gameplay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the battle system here because there have been a bit of tweaks that did upset a couple of gamers out there. And because what has changed is that it's the way you fight. Now, when you're playing Tales of Arise, let me just say this before I get a little more detail. You can change the configuration, especially if you're part of the PC Master Race, okay? I played this on the PlayStation 4. So what happened is that the art system has been moved now to your triangle, your square, your X, and circles to jump. You can change that, and now to do your basic standard attacks, you use the R1 button. You use the R2 button to dodge, and of course now you have all your players on the field. You have two people who are resting in reserve that you could call in for support to do the special attacks when the meter goes up. And it's actually, I like it more. It's more fluent. It's more fast paced. It's really on your toes, and there's tons and tons of art now that you can do different attacks, combinations, especially if you're using Alpha most of the time like I did. Your Alpha uses the Blazing Sword as well, so he has his normal attacks. But if you hold the art button long enough, he is able to do a more powerful attack with the Blazing Sword, which takes and drains your energy. If you want to know why it drains your energy, you just got to play the story mode, and it's explained why it drains his energy and why the Blazing Sword is so powerful. Really great use of it. I really did enjoy it. I personally enjoyed it, and I felt more comfortable using the shoulder buttons to do my basic attacks and using the triangle, square, and X to do the art attacks. It made things for me a little bit more easier. What I also did enjoy is the fact that now we have the majority of the teams that just call in for support so anytime. So it's basically using strategic elements too. Of course, you get to set how you want things to be. Like, you can tell a party member to only focus on healing or do all-out attacks. Me, I usually didn't touch it, but for me, I thought the battle system worked very, very well. More fast-paced. I thought it was a great improvement compared to previous Tales games. Now, after the battle, of course, there is things of progression and level progression. Now, how does that work in this one? It's a little bit different. It's similar, of course. Obviously, battling is going to be the key to everything. It is a JRPG after all. So, of course, you have tons of arts that you have to do. Weapons, armor, and accessories. Your accessories obviously are going to be enhancing your attacks, your elemental attacks, your penetration, defense, and elemental defenses, and your resistance to certain things such as, like, personification and stuff like that. Then we have the thing that I personally hated the most. They have a craft system, and the craft system is for everything. Gone are the days of you actually going to the store to buy your weapons. There are some weapons down the line, but you have to craft everything. And in order to get those items, you have to grind, you have to battle. So this Tales game is definitely key to battling. They want you to use the battle system as much as possible, and that's the only way you're going to craft and get your weapons. So if you want to get stronger, you have to battle. You have to go and you have to find where each item or which item is going to be used for the craft system for your weapons and accessories. The accessory crafting wasn't as bad. I really thought it was pretty cool to introduce that, to have that in there when it comes to accessories. But for weapons, it would have been nice to go to a town and buy weapons from time to time. Everything is completely crafting, but depending on what the story is being told and how the story is being told, it kind of makes sense that these slaves are not going to just be able to just be buying weapons everywhere because of lack of resources for being a slave. So it does make sense. But I will have to say, I would like to at least be able to buy some weapons from time to time, because you're going to be spending a lot of time crafting and trying to find the best items and elements to make your character stronger. Otherwise, you are going to get your floor mopped, because these enemies are strong, especially the super bosses and especially the super monsters out there that will mop you to the floor if you do not have the proper accessories, the proper weapons, and the proper battle system. So it's a very strategic Tales game, so you really have to be smart in knowing who to use, what weapon to use, what item, what arts you're going to set for your players. It's a very challenging game when it gets down to the latest. Another addition here is the ranch livestock system, where as the game progresses, you'll be able to raise a farm, and this is how you cook, and this is how you get new items to cook for your characters, because cooking is also a very important element in this game, because it actually helps boost your stats for temporarily for certain battles. So you can have something that's going to raise you like 15% health or something like that, or 50% with your CP and things like that. You know, each cooking effects has something. So like right here, it'll boost your XP, heal HP after battle, rare herbs, it reduces your effect times and things like that. So cooking is very important in this game as well. So you actually have to do side missions to help and get yourself recipes. There is tons and tons and tons of content in this game. You can at least literally spend 100 hours on your first run through just doing all the things that you have to do, such as your crafting system and battling and everything else like that. In addition, more to the level up system, you have the infamous grid. And those who are familiar with Final Fantasy X and other RPG games, the grid is where you enhance your players, you get new attacks, you boost their SP, you boost their CPs, you boost their attacks, their strengths and things like that. The grid here, I did not have a real problem with it. Like I said, I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to RPGs. I just want to battle, have everything level up for me from time to time. But this is also where you have to really decide where you are going to spend your points. And obviously, to get more points, you have to battle, you have to battle, you have to battle. I can't stress that enough. And the easiest way to do that is to battle those hard super bosses and just do as much battling as possible to do. This is really, not saying it's a grind fest, but it is grind heavy in order for you to really get to that strength level that most of us really want to achieve, especially going for that 100 level trophy. And of course, graphics, sound, and final thoughts. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous game. I dare say one of the best Tales game, probably the best Tales game, period, looking as far as graphics. Yes, we still have the animated aesthetics when it comes to character designs and things like that, but just look at this background here. Look at do you see the trees? It's like a painting. And this is what I really like to see. This is what I really loved about this. I said this in my demo impressions. It's like a painting's come to life when it comes to this background. The use of colors, the use of the fluidity. Look how the precipitation is when it comes to the snow here. You even have him breathing very heavy with the snow there. You can see the breath of it. It's just amazing. As far as the sound goes, voice acting is amazing. English and Japanese dub. Everybody did an amazing job on this game. And of course, the music's top notch as well. Final thoughts, I'm gonna say buy it. You do buy, wait for sale, or skip it. This is a 100% buy it. This is the best JRPG of 2021. Hands down, you definitely have to experience this game. It's amazing. A lot of replay value and a nice cameo battle. This is Justin from ToxicGeeks.com saying later days. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.